Welcome to Gunn Moore.
Let's have a look around. Hi guys, ever wondered how cricket bats are made? I've got Dave here with me from Gunn Moore, who will talk us through that and walk us through each step of the process.
Thank you, Abid. Well, here we are. This is a starting point for a cricket bat. We all know they're made of wood, they're actually made of willow, a specific type of willow, Salix alba cerulean. That is the willow that we use and all other cricket bat manufacturers use for making their cricket bats. These are all in the yard, they're ready and they're going to be split. Behind us is one that's all set up, which is going to be chainsawed into 3-foot rounds. So we will take a trunk and just cut it into 3-foot lengths, 3 foot being the length that we're going to use for actually making our bats. I have a round that's been split. Each 3-foot section could probably be cut into between 8 and 10 clefts.
Okay.
This at some stage will be a cricket bat that most people will want to weigh something less than £3. Actually, probably less than £2.10.
Yeah.
Abid.
Oh God. You're a strong man, Dave.
Get used to handling these things.
Yeah.
And we still got to put a handle in that.
Yeah. So you're saying how many bats would this?
That's one.
That's
That's
just
one
one
cricket bat.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're going to do, we take this cleft and we're going to take the bark off of the back. We take it into the mill and we'll show you how to do that.
Yep.
If you come with me, I'll show you how we do that. Here we are. Dan's actually going to show us how we go from a round to the cleft that we're cutting. First thing we're going to do with the actual round is identify a split. Once upon a time, this all used to be done by 2 people with an axe. Now we have an industrial log splitter. From this position, Dan will be able to identify where the next split will go. We generally use a hand width as a determining amount of how much we split by. Now, let's go and see how we get rid of the bark and shape this and that into a blade that we can start working on. Here we are, we're in the mill, and with me I've got Dan and I've got Lewis, and they're just going to show you what they do to turn the trees that we saw in the yard into something that's starting to resemble a cricket bat. What we're doing here is cutting it down into shape.
There's the basic shape of a cricket bat.
There you go. We're starting to get the shape of a cricket bat. This at the moment is probably 60% moisture, somewhere between 60 and 70% moisture. So those people that want a nice lightweight cricket bat, we've got to do a lot to this to get it to what you want. We'll dip the ends in paraffin wax. Once we've dipped them in paraffin wax, we will look to dry them, which I'll talk you through in a few minutes.
So Dave, where are we now?
This is the storeroom for the willow that we've dried.
Okay.
So what we're doing in here is we've gone to all that trouble of bringing our willow down to having a moisture content of between 10 and 12%.
Yep.
If we just left it now out in the yard, or even under cover, it would just pick up the moisture that's back out there. So what we have a controlled environment, which is where we store the willow before we take it out to make cricket bats. Yeah, this is where we have all the bats. They're all stored here, and we've graded them as they've come through. So we have LEs in here. We also have 404s. So we go from top end to our entry level for a natural willow bat, all stored, ready to be turned into a cricket bat. Kevin, who is our master bat maker, responsible for having made the bats for the likes of Michael Vaughan and Marcus Roscothic back in the day, cutting them down from the cleft. More recently, Ben Duckett. We have to cut the V. We've got the blade, and now what we're going to do is we're going to cut the V in the handles. So what we got now, Kev is putting the handle in. Just a little tap, puts it in, but what we're doing is, as he puts the handle in, you can see that it sits proud.
Yeah.
Using the draw knife, what we'll do is cut that level.
And how long has Kevin been doing this at Gunn Moore?
Kev will be with us come January for 50 years.
Wow.
So he's the master bat maker. If we were making bats for the pros, Kev makes the prototype, and then we use that as a template. We're now getting towards the stage where it's starting to resemble a cricket bat, not two separate entities, a handle and a blade.
Yeah.
Know the handle fits, he's taking the handle back out, glue it up either side. We'll also put a little bit of glue possibly around the top edges of the bat. There you go. So the top edges of the splice. Fit the handle into the splice. Tap in. There you go. Put the wedge in. Nothing goes to waste. That's going to take 24 hours to dry. Once we've dried it, we'll knock the wedge out and it will move on to the next station. Thank you very much, Kev. We're over here with Dave just at the moment, and what Dave's going to do is he's going to put the bats that you've just seen Kev put the handles into. We're now going to shape them into a cricket bat.
How many bats would you go through on the CNC machine in a day if you're in your peak?
Do about 300 a day.
we've now got something that starts to resemble a cricket bat.
Yeah.
The bat will now be shaped around the shoulders. That will be done by 2 members of staff up there. Once they've shaped the shoulders, we then take it to sanding. Kev is now going to show us how he shapes the bottom hand. At every point, Kev's checking it, feeling it, making sure it feels right to him.
At his work.
Master at work, you're almost ready to go out and bat. Brian's going to sand down the bats so that really this is how it's going to arrive to yourself, Abid, but with stickers on. So as Brian goes through, by the time Brian's finished with the operations he does, there's a couple of extra things we do which mean that you can go and play with the bat. We actually knock them in and we oil them and seal them. But when Brian's finished, you can almost see your face in it. We are now going on to buff the, so we're sealing. We've oiled as well. That's wax that's going onto the buffing machine. Would you want to buy that cricket bat, sir?
Already, yes.
Yes. We will make sure that one goes out to AJ. We've actually taken a bat. It's now the finishing process. The start of the finishing process is applying the twine. And what you've got there is a blade with the handle all glued up. In the late 1800s, that's how they went out. that would have been a finished cricket bat.
Right.
But we want it to ping on the shelf, we want it to look good. So we're now going to go and apply some stickers and put a grip on it. So now where we've got to, we can send that out looking like that, but nobody knows a Gunn Moore. Why should we go to all this trouble of producing a quality object and not put our name on it?
Yeah.
Back in the day, heat stamp Gunn Moore on each shoulder. Nowadays, it's got to stand out on a shelf. So we've got our Gunn Moore labels here. These are for the Brava, and the Gunn Moore labels will be applied face, on the rear, on the back, and also down we have additional stickers. So not only have we got the GM stickers on there, there's a couple of other stickers. We have the grade label, so you know what quality the bat is. There's the name label, so you know what the shape is. And actually we now put a QR code on the top corner, so you know how to look after your bats. The great thing about this is the fact that we're actually, you know, making a hell of a lot of bats a day. All of these have got to have grips going on. We have a specialist that does this, and we've also got a machine that helps. We put the grip through the vacuum seal, pulls the grip away so we can put the handle through. We then manipulate it so that the Gunn Moore is at the bottom. Our top quality electrical insulating tape at the bottom. Just manipulate the top of the grip so it's all in the right place. And then you have your finished Gunn Moore bat, all ready to head out to AJ stores. Available after you've watched this video.
Dave, thank you so much. That's been an amazing day in the factory. We've seen the whole bat making process. Thank you for your time.
It's our pleasure. We love to show you a few bits and pieces. We love to show you how it's done. Go and buy some bats off of him, especially Gunn Moore ones.
Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hope to see you again in the next video.